Okay, attempt 2. Attempt 2. New game. Alright, so last attempt went fine, good enough. A 37-13, which obviously gonna have to do a lot better than that. So I just did
a lot of this isn't going to make
quite a bit of
sense to you,
practicing.
and I'm sorry about that.
So I think we're gonna do a lot. We're gonna do a lot better.
With the house.
And we've got splits now to see how good we're doing. So I tried to learn a bit of the faster tactics, like right there at the very beginning.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
I increased the mouse sensitivity a tad, and
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
you know, just I've gotten the controls down a bit better. And speaking of controls, I now have
my mother
my
left
PS4
me a key,
controller
but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know, or she thought that the mystery would be
to do
enough to bring
the
me back.
there's, I believe, 2 segments where it's best to use it, which is the seal and shark part in Molly's segment, and then the very end where you're
The truth is, even after I inherited the house,
you know,
I never thought I'd come back to it.
um,
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
obviously
The woods
this run
around
right
the
here
house have
ain't
always been
gonna be a world
uncomfortably
record,
silent,
but
as if they're about to say something but never do.
I want a sub 3630. I think that would be pretty good. You know, my biggest problem with PC is just, oh my god, I've gotten actually pretty good at controlling
exactly
it.
Like I remember
You know,
it,
I've
the way I'd
always been more of
dreaming
a console guy. I love controller.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
I'm decent at keyboard and mouse.
As a
I'm not, you know, I would never
exactly
use it in a competitive game, but I'm decent at keyboard and mouse. But god, it makes me so uncomfortable.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
My hand gets like a lot more shaky.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Okay,
Nothing
we're
in
gonna
the
see
house
right
looked
here if I can
abnormal.
get
There was
this
just
thing that I've
too
been trying
much
to
of it,
practice.
like a smile with too many teeth. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and built peepholes.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
So that's a bit of a
Lewis told me there were
time we
secret
lost.
passages, but I never believed him.
Well, I think we're still faster than we were. Yeah, we're gonna be fairly
Turns out,
faster than we
my
were
mom was
before,
really good at
but
keeping secrets.
I guess as long as we're getting better.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Right there, you can twist Edie around enough.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no
get
idea what was
into
behind
Walter's
it.
room more easily, but that little bit of text there, it can be really
Just
awkward.
like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Oh my god, really?
December 13th, 1947.
I can't do the clicking.
Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and
I'm
was
gonna do this
starving.
again. I'm gonna do this again. Attempt 3, why not? Because I also forgot to fucking split. No, god damn it. Okay. I am not nearly as comfortable as I am with PC. Or sorry, as I am with controller.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense.
Everything from the screen to the keyboard, it just slightly messes me up.
Beginning with the house.
What I did right there, by the way, is I was clicking and pressing E at the same time,
I was 11,
which I am not going to do anymore because
rooms.
my computer thought that I wanted to get out of this tab and drag my timer.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Attempt 3. Give it up for attempt 3.
Inner will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
Also, this can't just be a me thing, but like when I'm playing on PC as opposed to console, it makes me so itchy. And like, all of my body parts want to be, like scratched or, it really,
the house was
irks
exactly
my body
like
for some reason.
The way I'd been dreaming
I think
about
it just makes me more nervous.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable.
You're gonna see me do that a lot with the mouse. I need to get
words.
out of that fucking habit because it's gonna fuck me up.
As a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I was afraid of the house. The house, the house, the house. I understand that other people find this odd, but I don't like to count attempts until, like, in a game until, like, a certain point. And my point with Edith Finch is, like, once I get in the house.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense.
And I did not get in the house.
And I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start.
I just don't like to say, like, oh yeah, it's attempt. You know, it's attempt 37, and like 17 of those attempts I didn't even get past the first 2 minutes.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Yeah, I really hate playing on PC. If I can, I always play on console.
I
but
hadn't been back since my
as you
brother
may
Lewis's funeral.
guess, speedruns are nearly always the fastest on
Inner will, my mother left
PC.
me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
I've got the controller
Maybe
sitting on my leg, and it's making me like really awkward too. Because there's just not really anywhere to place the controller down that isn't weird. I could put it on the desk, but then I gotta like. I already have enough cords on the desk as it is with like the microphone and
the truth is,
the camera.
Even after I inherited
keyboard.
the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
I can really only stop that kind of
house have always been
itchy feeling by
silent.
doing something that requires a lot of focus.
As if
and
they're about to say something, but never
there's just
do.
not really anything to focus on in this part. So it makes all my body get really weird. Maybe I should get a standing desk, that might help. But like, I'm not just gonna spend like $200 on a standing desk.
The house was exactly.
Can you believe
like
I still don't have a mouse pad either?
The way I'd been dreaming.
I just
about
never
it.
bothered to get one.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now,
as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I was afraid of the house. Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Yeah, that right there, that text pulling you, oh my god,
Nothing in
it's
the
so
house
annoying.
looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. Louis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Alright, we're just have to take this.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
So yeah, it splits
Just like I had
as
no
soon as she
idea
says
where all this
December.
was gonna lead.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without
I was
dinner.
looking at OBS real quick.
I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. My Halloween candy
And it
was
was
all
all gone. The gerbil food was
gerbil
dry,
food was
but I didn't mind
but
it.
I didn't mind it.
This part 2 with the camera is like really awkward on PC. Ah, shit.
I kept
Keep bumping
eating
into
and
shit.
eating.
Sorry, I know that's gross.
Then I heard chirping outside
I'm
my window.
I'm using
It was a barn swallow going back to her
my mouth
nest.
to scratch
I
myself.
reached
I
out
just
for her.
I don't know, man. I'm fucking neurotic or some shit. I don't fucking, that's not the right word.
And suddenly,
Just
I was
as
a
a
cat.
cat.
I tried
Oh
to
god, I have rumble on my
was
controller.
Really scared.
Oh, this is slow as fuck.
I jumped and I almost got her.
So uncomfortable.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
I'm sorry, that's not right. My bad.
Rabbits.
Ah, that was too quick. Fuck.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I
Didn't chew one bit.
Then I flew off to
I'm
find
gonna
something.
repeating what the characters say to try and not, you know, it'll be something to focus on rather than making me like all itchy and have to constantly move
A
myself
mama
around.
rabbit.
Although it'll probably also fuck up my focus, but
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
fuck. I was not ready with my controller. Oh, that's a horrible shark. Oh, that's horrible. Come on.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
I'm probably not submitting
Now,
this one. That was
I
really
was
good.
hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Damn it. I heard it from the right at first, and then it turned out to be on the left. Fuck, where?
Grabbed
Oh
her
god,
tight.
fucking Christ. Scared me,
I was so
actually.
hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Ah, shit, I forgot to avoid the letters. The splits aren't right, are they?
Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new.
Something I had to have.
So I swam
towards it. The smell ran into an old pipe.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell
went into an old pipe.
I got closer and closer.
Dude, why is my tentacle moving like that? Why is it moving like that? That is so weird.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Shit, that was too early. There you go. I know it wasn't. I know that was faster. God damn it!
But I'm sure Edie would have.
Sorry, these aren't right. These splits aren't right.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Well, I'll figure out what I'm doing wrong with the splits. They're not really important.
From the paintings on the wall, it was
as long as I can look good in the video. What those numbers mean, I don't know, but they look cool.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
And that he never talked about him.
And that he never talked about him.
I think by holding A and W... No. Gosh. It's just D. Just D. Not A and W. Okay. That's fine.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
The surprise ending of Barbara Finch.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Oh, Jack here with a
yeah, because there's no way I'm 7 minutes ahead.
Inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it the surprise ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream.
So beginning is right.
Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break,
because some of best
she'd been
segments
asked
does
to
not make
perform
sense.
her signature
You did something
scream
wrong.
at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged
well. Comparing against my personal
Getting
best.
better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
I don't want to
that
open them
was a
because
great
I don't
scream.
know if that's gonna stop it from
Barbara's
going.
father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room.
I'll have to look at them.
So Barbara,
I inputted something
got
wrong,
stuck
but the timer's
babysitting
accurate.
Her youngest brother,
At least we got the timer.
Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
I also gotta prepare by moving my keyboard. So
That came from the basement.
I looked
You're right!
at what
Also,
the
I loved your delivery.
PC
Why is
world
your
record
basement
does.
door locked?
He literally
Because my dad likes
just
making
spins his
secret
mouse like crazy
sounds.
while mashing
There's a key
E.
hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't
We
returned.
come back.
So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. And she reached for the music box. She listened for Rick.
Yes!
But the house.
Oh, that's so fast. That's fun. That's fun.
Rick?
She found Rick's crutch.
Crutch. And imagine the worst. Yeah, see, it's already like thinking I should have. I either inputted the splits wrong or.
The gang's leader
Ooh, I
is the
still got that
infamous
rumble
Hookman
on.
killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago
Finch
tonight.
rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh dear.
Rick?
Rick?
Barb,
relax.
I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious. Then act furious. All I'm getting from you is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
Hours later.
Barbara! Walter? What's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Sorry, I had to rub my nose. Oh my god, the roller skates!
Walter, are you there?
Walter.
Oh, and also, I did W last time. You know what? I'm just gonna use the joystick for this. I don't want to fuck up a run
urged to lock all doors and
just
windows
because
and notify the police of any
I don't know what button
suspicious
to press,
activity.
so I'm just gonna use the joystick because I can consistently get it with the
Barbara
joystick. I know that.
saw the Hookman and
Was speechless. He was quite smashing. Watch my controller not be connected anymore. No, it is.
She played her part. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years.
I unplugged the... What the hell?
He wasn't moving,
Oh shit.
but she sensed the story might not be
Hold
over
up, hold up.
yet.
This is fine, I can salvage this. My controller is fucking me up. God damn it, what the fuck? you seen this?
The hookman had vanished. She
I
listened
can't
for
move
his
worth a shit.
breathing, but all she heard was... At the door,
God.
she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh my god, I connected it to my PS4.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. When she saw what kind of monsters they were, realized what was about
fixed
to
it, I fixed it.
happen. She was going to be...
Okay, I need to tape that shit because it unplugged for a second and it completely fucked up my
Barbara
movie.
Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom.
Or just won't touch my
But
controller after that.
unfortunately, so did her fans.
Let me make sure.
Of course, the police
look at my
blamed it
OBS real
all
quick.
on poor Rick,
My mic
who
is
disappeared
working.
the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time.
Okay.
He took it all.
Everything's fine. I just lost like 10
But
seconds.
that's
Of it.
another
Whatever, it's
story.
fine.
As
Not like this is
Barbara,
gonna be world record anyway.
tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Alright. Holding A and W.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Trying to do the fucking
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Halloween tune by whistling. That was a little too fast. God. I like to whistle, but I hate that I have to like lick my lips every 3 seconds to do it. Alright. And the way he does it is he just does... The fuck? Hello? Didn't work for a second. This is attempt 4. I'm not gonna upload this on YouTube. Oh shit, did I delete the video?
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once.
You need to remember to keep
Carrying
all these
pack up,
videos.
maybe she was hiding presents.
Because I literally need them for...
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us
It
has
must have gotten very far. Yeah, sorry about the technical issues.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like
What
Walter.
the fuck am I apologizing to? But,
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
But, I've never used
Trying to
a
bury
controller
something that's still
before
alive.
on a PC, so it's very strange for me.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I
Come
heard
in.
the stories for myself
Oh, I didn't... What do you need?
and found out what happened to
What do you need?
everyone else. But now I'm worried
Nah.
the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
What kind of family builds a cemetery before they start on the
cemetery
house?
before starting the house?
This is going to be
It's embarrassing for me to admit this,
but the pet cemetery made me
the
more
pet cemetery
uncomfortable than the
made me
human
more
one.
uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine.
2 had
been
been my fault.
Sven built the house, but it was
But it was
Edie who designed it. I'm
the
sure
cemetery.
Edith's monument had been Edie's
Edie's
idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Yeah, see, like, it's subtracting time from me right now. I inputted it wrong. Silly man.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Just trying to figure out how I would have inputted it wrong. Because clearly I know I put in the times right. You know, it's by minutes and
but
seconds.
Looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
It's possible I've got them... It's possible I have them on the wrong... No,
I never met Grandpa Sam,
can't be possible either.
I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Nose is itchy.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
It's as far away as she could have gotten.
At the time, it was as far
away as she could get.
I can't imagine what it was like for her. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Ooh, wow, you can get that super far in PC.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal, but it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
I got stuck on the door again? How the fuck does that happen?
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar.
Oh yeah, you can get that a lot
That
quicker
part of it
compared to
I don't
console. Let's just see where we can get today, and then we'll
I wish we'd stayed.
kind of track our progress from there. This is attempt 4, in case
What
anyone's
happened that
saying
night had been coming for a
attempt 4.
long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Alright. As soon as it starts fading, that's when Edie begins. Which I know, I said this last time, but it is like a confusing split name. But I didn't know what else to call it.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word.
We got about 8 more minutes.
Until supper, when she raised her glass and
take.
said,
To
Actually-
our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
It'll probably just be 7
Grandma,
minutes.
you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hall.
Actually, wait, no.
Why don't you go over?
It's probably... No, yeah, 7 minutes is
The
about right.
grown-ups have to argue.
Oh, now it's gonna be about 6
I'm
minutes.
sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Yeah. I think you can just hold W and D at the same time there, and that works.
That thing you're afraid
Am I walking
of isn't
slower than
going to
normal?
end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your story. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way. It was the first and last time
I
ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean.
They called it the lowest tide
in 1,000 years.
God, it smelled awful.
You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
But I never thought I'd go back to it.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled
I'm
in,
immature.
I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Wow! Wow! Gotta work on that.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Or maybe I will put this on YouTube just to show progress.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just based on a timer.
My mom didn't like to talk about it.
I need to hurry this up.
But she started
I guess it took a while to set up the camera.
The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while.
And then she didn't.
And then she didn't.
Alright. And the last part, I need to use the
alone.
controller. I'm gonna get comfortable.
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things.
No.
But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. Used to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Yeah. Can OBS see that? Nah, maybe I won't put this on YouTube then. Sorry, I need to find a way.
This is where your story begins.
Not do that.
I'm sorry I won't be there to see it.
Whoa, wait.
It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad.
Is this a good time?
Gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Looks like a 3550, which is better than I thought I'd do. A lot better than I thought I'd do. And that's technically the fastest I've ever beaten the game. It'll be a little bit more than that, but yeah. 3554. Yeah, alright. I'll take a 3554. So to show our progress, that is, what was there, 30, it was like a 3730 or something like that, so that's about a whole minute faster. Might be a little bit, yeah, it's like a minute and a half, right? It's about a minute and a half faster, unless my math's ass. Speedrun.com, I'm not going to submit this unless it's like top 5, but it's not going to be top 5. PC. That would be number 7 on the leaderboard. Oh, okay. Alright, well, that's all the time I have today for runs. I wanted to do a bit more, but I just had stuff to do today. But hey, we're getting better. We're getting better. This was attempt 4. Bye-bye.